Your white balance, I guess.
Yes,
Okay, all right.
He played a detective, undercover detective.
And you're rolling?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And I met him
So-
briefly for about 3
all right.
minutes.
So, okay.
Anyway, here we are.
Hector, it is such a delight to
This
welcome you
time,
to Dallas.
thank you so much.
Instead of meeting you in far-flung places as we have in the past.
And having a fertile 3 minutes, in those far-flung places.
Well, we
Having
have a-
been asked the same question 400 times prior. But very rarely with your personality and your aplomb.
Oh, thank you.
You're most gracious. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank
and
you,
always good
Hector.
to be in this part of the country, especially when the bluebonnets are blooming.
Oh, isn't that the best? That
I
is
know.
the best. Well, we could talk about Texas, but we really want to talk about tortilla soup, which I
Something
loved.
that tortilla soup is a project I'd love to talk about. It's nice to be part of two movies that are non-polluting, Princess Diaries and Tortilla Soup. They're not part of the problem in cinema. Of course, Princess Diaries is doing very well, thank goodness. A kid movie, really one for the whole family. But this one is also a family movie. It's about family. It's not about rape and pillage. It's not about something exploding. You often go, I don't know how you feel about it, you see coming attractions, and it usually features an explosion, some kind of red ball with debris, body parts and stuff flying through it, And then someone speaking loudly and yelling and somebody slamming it. And then it says, coming soon to you. I can hardly wait to pay $8 to see something like that.
Well, you don't even, you do a lot of cooking in this movie. You don't even explode anything in the kitchen, do you?
No, there's nothing like that. This is not a, although it's a dramedy, I wouldn't call it a comedy. I think it's much more than that, because to be truly effective comedy, good comedy, has to have pathos. And I think this has it. It's a movie that starts in crisis. Very briefly, would you like me to talk briefly what it's?
Well, just the fact that, because I can add that later.
Good.
But you are the father of 3 daughters. You are the single parent.
I'm the single parent, raised my 3 daughters. My wife died 15 years before, and he's a great chef. He's a renowned chef, a world-renowned chef, and he's losing his sense of smell and sense of taste due to trauma, not an unusual thing, due to grief and loss. It's an unconscious consequence. He's not aware of it, that he's grieving, but he is grieving. He's grieving the loss of all his women. His wife died, and now the other 3 women in his life are leaving him, the daughters that he loves so much. It's obviously a family that cares deeply about each other. And they're leaving one by one for their reasons. They have to go into the world, and he will be left alone. That's all I'll say. And the other character is food. Food as a metaphor, food as a sacrament, food as the great campfire that Stone Age people would gather around, Food as a place where you meet, and it's the great leveler.
As the professional chef you play in this movie, you handle the food. I know a lot of chefs, and you handle the food so professionally.
Well, that's what they pay me for, lady, to look like I can do certain things.
No, did that come easy to you?
Yeah, that's not a hard to. After having played third base as a young man, handling the food is easy. No, I've been around food. I love food. I think it shows that I love food. I love choosing food. I love going to open-air markets. When I travel, that's one of the first places I go to. Where's the market? Where do people shop? I want to see folks in situ, in their natural habitat, and it's a natural habitat where food is. I love the shape of food, the color of food, the feel of food, the smell of food.
All ethnic foods?
Any ethnicity, I don't care. The stranger, the better. That's where you learn from. That's how you grow and stretch. All food comes from someplace, influences from other places. It becomes other as you're exposed to other cultures. If you're fortunate enough to be exposed to other culture, then the food changes in it and reinvents itself just like people do. So I love the feel of food. I found out that the great chefs, often when they're together, when they're eating and tasting each other's food with their hands, they'll dip into pasta. That's good. They'll taste sauces with their hands, the meats with their hands. When I asked why, I love the fact that they do. I thought, I said, because they don't want anything interposed between them and the eating experience. They don't want a utensil interfering in between it. getting in between that experience. And I said, nah, that's really cool. Let's see. They just reach over and taste. Certainly when I was in the Basque country last year, that's the north of Spain, south of France, the Basques, the best cooks in Europe, and that's why the French eat there. That's what the Basques did when they invited you to taste their food. Taste, you know. When they had, every Basque village, every Basque town has Basque secret cooking societies. All men, women are not invited, excuse me, unless by special invitation. Secret recipes, and they all taste each other's food, and it's exquisite. That's all I have to say about food.
I have to ask you a Princess Bride question because I love that movie too. I think it's just charming, enchanting.
Thank you.
Film. You do a dance with Julie Andrews. That's quite outstanding.
Yes, that's called a danza, D-A-N-Z-A, or a danzón. Actually, it's a danza. It goes the French influence via Cuba. It's a stately dance at the turn of the century. It was danced at formal gatherings, weddings and balls and so on.
So you already knew the dance?
Oh yes, I was the one who suggested the dance.
And you had to teach it to Julie then?
Yeah, well, I sort of, the choreographer choreographed it, but I taught the essentials of the dance. This is what a dance is. Here's the danza rhythm. The danza rhythm is chung, 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 da. That's the essential rhythm, and you dance to that. It's a very suggestive dance. It's a very sublimated dance. It's not obvious. It's not about, yeah, man, which is nice. That's a lot of fun. It's a very sensual dance. And originally it was danced like a waltz, in that waltz posture. That's why you do. So you have a nice circular movement. And that was terrific. Dancing with Julie was.
Yeah, she's great.
I can't say enough about her. Working with her was a delight. Yes. And also I got the opportunity of working with these three lovely ladies, my three lovely daughters, Elizabeth Pena, Jacqueline Obradores, the beautiful Obradores, and Tamara Mello, the sweet, cute Tamara Mello. And then, of course, wonderful cameos by Raquel Welch and Paul Rodriguez, and Nikolai Kinski, Klaus Kinski's son, a charming young man and a terrific actor. So we had a very difficult time shooting this movie. It was a hard movie to shoot. It was the middle of a heat wave. We were shooting in a small house, limited space. Javier Perez Grobet, cinematographer, is, I think he's almost a genius.
Well, it's a beautiful looking film as well as being...
It's on digital.
Is it now?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
It's digital camera. And we became a very close-knit family. But it's a film about hope, passion, family, change. You know, love comes when you least expect it, in the form least expected, and a wonderful journey between the principal characters, myself and my middle daughter. The journey of leaving home to find yourself. This time, she leaves home to find that we won't say.
Yeah, no, we don't want to give too much away. Hector, thank you for coming to Dallas, and it's just been great having this chance to see you again and talk with you.
Always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, now he's going to get some reverse questions.
Now that didn't hurt. But to play Martín Naranjo, that was that's a particular.
Is he turned enough, or do you need him turned a little more? No, it's okay. All right. I'll re-ask, and you start.
Yeah.
You know the drill. Okay. We're not recording your sound.
Okay.
Okay. You're a single parent with 3 grown daughters, or growing up daughters.
This is true. Single parent who has lost his wife, widower.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay. You're a professional chef in this film, and you handle the food very professionally. I know a lot of chefs. You're very convincing.
I think you have to love food to bring that across, and I love food. Not that I'm a great cook. I'm not even a good cook. As a matter of fact, I can't boil water. But
all right, let's see, where did we go from there? In The Princess Bride, you do a sensational dance with Julie Andrews.
It's called a danza. Influenced by the waltz, French influence through Cuba. Very formal dance, danced at the turn of the century. My mother and father danced it. They used to love to dance the danza. Very romantic. You're slowly turning on the floor and doing those little sweet turns. And
So then you had to teach it to Julie?
well, I knew the dance. I presented it as an option, so I had to give them the basics of it. Then the choreographer sort of, he shaped it.
All right, that should do it.